I'm going to spend the next few minutes reviewing Hark Harvey's Carnival of Souls, an independent horror film that was given little attention around its release. Released in 1962, this cult horror classic is known as one of the films which set the precedent for films to come in the subgenre of psychological horror. This review will include spoilers due to the ambiguous ending, which needs to be studied in relation to the rest of the film. Harvey jumps quick into action with the first scene, where Mary, the protagonist, as well as two of her friends, decide to race cars with a group of men. This results in the cars falling off of the bridge into the water and time passing before Mary arises from the water, walking away from the scene. From the beginning, this feeling of unrealism exists and continues to strengthen in magnitude as the plot is furthered. Mary's feelings of isolation within society are shown while on her quest to find somewhere she belongs. When she decides to move to a small town in Utah to be the organ player in a church, strange things begin to happen, like Mary's vision of a ghost like man, as well as everyone around her not acknowledging her presence or answering her. There's a theme throughout the film of Mary's isolation, and many characters around her seem to be the last resort, as they are not truly helpful or well intentioned people. As Mary drives, she happens upon an abandoned amusement park, a place she is intrigued by and mesmerized by. We don't understand what her obsession with the park is, however, the abandonment is emphasized through the choice of black and white film and the isolation of the location. The plot becomes somewhat fragmented, and as the audience, we become unaware of dream versus reality. The last scene reverts back to the first scene with the car being removed from the water, with all three women dead inside of the car, including Mary. The end is what makes me believe that the film argues that addictions and obsessions can make people crazy, resulting in negative actions or punishment, in this case, death. The vagueness of this film leaves this up to interpretation. However, I believe that Harvey portrayed this argument through the middle of the plot, which I believe to be Mary's hallucination in the last few minutes she is alive while drowning in the car. With few special effects and jump scares, the film's intended audience consists of people interested in mystery and having conversations on various interpretations of the film. I believe that the audience is on the younger side and enjoys psychological thrillers. This argument about addiction and obsessions relate to the motif of religion throughout the film and Mary's lack thereof. Through the vivid imagery as well as Mary's point of view, Harvey is successful at creating a relationship between Mary and the audience. The detail of the carnival site also intrigues the eye and allows for the audience to understand why Mary is intrigued in comparison to the rest of the scenes which are portrayed. The scenes are successful at revealing the isolation of Mary, and by surrounding Mary with bad or dangerous characters, specifically her neighbor, Harvey creates the opportunity to sympathize with Mary. Her reliance on her neighbor, who at times is aggressive and creepy, specifically under the influence of alcohol, is somewhat controversial in relation to the common portrayal of women as dependent on the dominant male. I believe these lack of true relationships are what make Harvey's argument successful. Harvey allows the audience to start thinking about what their response would be to a traumatic accident like the one she went through, and how running away from her issues led to even more, specifically the obsession with the carnival site. By phasing in and out of dream state, Harvey draws the audience in and allows for each individual to interpret what is real and what is imagination. If I were to rate this movie, I would give it a 7. I enjoyed the visual imagery as well as feeling as if I was by Mary's side the whole time. What I did not like about it was the fragmental scenes, specifically near the end, where the plot did not necessarily come together for me. In the end, I believe this movie to be unique and worth watching. However, if you are one to want definite answers to all questions asked, this movie is not for you.